Hey, Hugh Taylor here. Today we're going to offer some examples of public relations. I get asked a lot, like, what is public relations? Can you give me some examples? And yeah, I can. And so what's going to follow here is, don't take it as like, a exhaustive rundown on everything that public relations could be. We're going to show you a couple of examples. And we're going to lead off by just reiterating something from our previous video, which is like, what is PR, just as a general overview. And then the examples we'll show are press releases, product public relations, celebrity PR, and crisis PR. And the reason I've showed you this is pretty much a full gamut of what you can do, but obviously there are many, many more examples and a lot more to it, but this is a short video and I just want to kind of give you a taste of what PR looks like. And just so briefly, we covered this in another video, but what is public relations? And public relations is the act of influencing public opinion by influencing the news media. Meaning that if you want to get your product in front of the public, maybe you can get the news media to talk about your product. Or if you want to get your client, if you're a public relations person and your client is a celebrity, you can make your celebrity client better known in the public by getting him or her featured in the media, hopefully in a good way. And so the other side of this is public relations is a profession. It's people, I'm involved in it. There's a lot of people involved in it. There's some really big firms doing it, some small firms. It's like a multifaceted profession that does this work, informing the press of newsworthy stories and trying to influence the reporting of stories, okay? So with that in mind, I'm going to switch to some examples here. And I'm going to start with, this is PR Newswire. This is the news feed of PR Newswire, which is one of the major press release distribution services, one of the major wire services. And it is every hour of the day, there are more and more press releases coming out. And here's some examples. So here's Campbell's Soup revealing America's favorite side dishes with the state of the sides report. Let's just click on that. We'll see. So this is a press release, and this is what, we write press releases. This is a big part of our business. This is one of the most common sort of forms of PR is to write a press release, distribute it, get your news out there. And this is an announcement of a new study of, America's favorite side dishes, datelined Camden, New Jersey. And so it has pictures of the side dishes. So this is a way to get news out. This is one of the modes of public relations. Now, what I will point out, and this is a question I get asked like 10 times a day, will this get me covered in the news? And the answer is probably not. Even Campbell's Soup, I would say, if they just put this press release out on PR Newswire, they're probably not going to get a lot of actual news reporters to write about it. To do that, you have to contact reporters. And that's what PR people really do. They reach out to reporters, usually by email these days, but sometimes by phone or even in person, and say, hey, have you heard about Campbell's Soup news study? It's kind of here's a fun idea for an article or a segment on the TV news, like what do Americans like to eat these days? What are the favorite side dishes? So that could be a story, right? And that's a good segue to product public relations, which is also something I'm involved in. And this is, this aspect of corporate PR. So here's an article in HuffPost, 20 comfy shoe styles that are all over TikTok right now. So this is a story. A reporter named Danielle Healy of BuzzFeed Shopping has written this, and she's compiled this list of shoe styles that are popular in TikTok. And I'm going to make a guess. I could be completely wrong, but I just have a sense, having been doing this for a while, that some of the shoes and shoe styles that we're seeing in this article came from PR people. Maybe she went through it herself and looked it up on TikTok, but it's also possible that PR people reached out to her. And that's one of the things you don't really know what's going on. That's part of the genius of PR if it's done right. Like your product appears in the news. Woo. How did it get there? Well, probably, I'm just making a guess here, that some PR people reached out to her with some ideas for these for shoes, or maybe she shared with PR people that she was looking for shoe ideas and people got in touch with their clients and so forth. Just a guess. So that's product PR. And then we have celebrity PR. And this, again, is an area where if you kind of know what's going on, it's a little clearer for you. But usually when people appear on TV, this is the Good Morning America website, and showing some of the features they've run on the show. Again, I don't know, because I don't work at Good Morning America. It's possible that Good Morning America producers reached out to Brooke Shields and asked her, how she was doing and said, we want to do a story about you. But what is much more likely is that Brooke Shields has a public relations firm, a publicist, who reached out to Good Morning America and say, hey, how'd you like to do a segment on Brooke Shields? And she has a new book out. She's going to talk about how she discovered her own identity. That would make a really cool 5 minutes of television time. How about it? And Good Morning America said, yeah, that sounds interesting. That's celebrity PR. And this is a kind of PR that works with a lot of people who aren't as famous as Brooke Shields. But for example, I'm working with a doctor who has a cure for back pain. So I'm going to try and get her featured on TV, the cure for back pain. So that's another form of like celebrity PR, like trying to get people booked in the media or get them quoted in the media as sources. And when you see a celebrity on TV, there's usually a public relations firm involved in getting them booked, so that they'll appear. And it's part of the promotion of themselves, as well as books and films and TV and stuff that they're on. And then I want to touch on this also. This is called crisis PR. And what I want to show you, this is an article about the scandal, or the controversy, if you will, over the Boeing 737 MAX jet, which unfortunately crashed a few times. A lot of people were killed, and there was some problems with the plane's design that were revealed, and Boeing got sued. So they're settling this lawsuit. And, this is the other side of PR. What is PR? There's like a joke that there's two kinds of PR firms. One to get your name in the paper, and another to keep your name out of the paper. Well, there's kind of a third, which is to make sure that if you're mentioned in the paper or on the web, as this case may be, that the story is as positive as it can be, and that negative, damaging stories are limited to the greatest extent possible. If you're in the public relations field, you can't stop a story from coming out. I mean, sometimes very powerful PR people might be able to get a story so-called spiked, don't run this story. That's pretty rare. Usually, if a story is going to come out, it's going to come out, whether you like it or not. So what PR people do, and I don't do this, it's at a very high level, it's very expensive, is there are people who really know. They will call up the New York Times and say, look, let's really talk about this story you're planning to write about my client. We see the story this way. We would prefer you report it this way. Please don't talk about this issue. It's not proven, whatever. There's a whole art to it. It's fascinating to me. I have never done that. It's not my specialty, but I know some people who are very good at it. So here we have a variant on this, which is that Boeing, they've already been sued and I think paid like $200 million in damages. So they're making a statement. This is a form of PR. So Boeing makes a statement saying that this settlement in this lawsuit, quote, fully resolves the SEC inquiry and, quote, is part of the company's broader effort to responsibly resolve outstanding legal matters related to the 737 MAX accidents in a manner that serves the best interests of our shareholders, employees, and other stakeholders. This is like, PR statement, a classic example. They're trying to say the right thing. They're trying not to further incriminate themselves. And although this looks like it's only like 32 words long, this probably took about 6 weeks to prepare. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into this, making sure they're messaging it the right way. The lawyers are involved. Everybody, this is also an example of PR. So those are some examples of PR. I don't want to belabor it too much. And I will say there's some more examples in my free ebook, Stop Being Invisible, which you can get at the link below. It has examples of how this works and how to do it. And we're here to help. If you want, we can help you with public relations. We have some special offers in the link below. You can also visit us at commsfactory.net. You can make an appointment to talk to me on the link below. We'd love to work with you. So thanks for being with us today.